All right, my friends, when you're ready, let's come on back to the yoga mat. We're going to begin with some breath today and then get moving while we're standing. So, when you make your way back, would you please find the top of your yoga mat? And just remember that you don't have to have two. I just have two so I can turn and show you things. But when we get settled, we'll take our feet just a bit outside, our hips width distance, with our toes turned out slightly. Take a tiny twist to your right, lifting your left heel. Twist to your left, lifting your right heel. And then as you begin to twist side to side, what you may notice is that twisting from your core generates some lengthening and some swinging into your arms, known as a swing and rep, inspired by Tai Chi, a really lovely way to energize your spine. And one of my favorite ways to swing tension out of your upper body. And to move into this, we'll take our body into a little bit of a hunched position. We'll take our eyes down towards the circles our fingertips are drawing. A bit of a round comes through the back of our necks. So I hope that you're beginning to feel a sense of softness as you energize here. And we're going to start with breath. So let's take a big breath in through our noses. Open mouth, audible exhale. Try that twice more. See if you notice a little bit of a deepening, a slowing down that comes naturally with practice, with repetition of breath. Let's use that big open mouth exhalation for one more cycle. And as you come back to breathing in and out through your nose, slowly begin the process of slowing down. Might take a little while. Once we get some energy flowing, it doesn't need to stop quickly. When you feel you're back in center with me, take your toes forward. You can keep your feet any distance of width, and we'll breathe to the sky, in through the nose, out through the nose. If you get heated in class today, temperature-wise, you feel really spicy or hot, you can open mouth exhale anytime it feels good. And also, if you're having some sinus or allergy issues, of course, feel free to breathe however it's comfy. But we'll try to breathe gently in and out through the nose. As you take your next exhale, reaching to the floor, tuck your chin, and allow your body to roll down gently to a forward fold. Allow your inhalation to guide you right back where you came from, a little roll to rise. Arms sweep high to sky, still working the breath with movement here. Exhale, release, chins tuck, roll on down. Rise again. As you lift your arms skywards, I invite your eyes to join us. Reach them skywards as well. Feel that uplift your throat and your stomach. Fingers down, shoulders relaxed, eyes down, body rolls. Let's try two more like this, but we're going to add on at the top, my friends. As you rise, give yourself a high five. You deserve that. And then lean to the right side. Soften your knees, please. Take a big lift out of both sides of ribs. Breathe into the right side as much as the left. Would you like to step behind with your left foot? Might feel a little bit bigger. Feels nice, yes? And we're going to practice a little rotation with our chest towards the sky. Roll back down. If that bothers your back, you can take that part out. Back through the center, uncross your legs. Sweep on down with the fingers, eyes, and then body. Try to roll in segments through your spine, becoming fluid in our spines. Rise and shine at your pace as always, breathing with your breath length, not forcing anything, just going with the flow. Little high five. Yeah, lean to the left, soften your knees, stretch the left side as much as you are the right. Join me if you'd like with the right leg. Sometimes you fall over like me. And if it feels good, we'll take that bigger version of side bend. If it's nice for you, roll your body towards the sky and then take a little peek back down. I like to inhale as we open skywards and exhale as we come back to center. Bringing body upright, step back with your foot and clasp your hands behind your low back. Take a big clasp of your hands, not your forearms for this round, please. Hands clasped, knuckles drag down towards your heels. Then try to elevate a little off of your backside, spreading your chest really halfway wide. We spend a lot of time, don't we, hunkered over things, whether it be our computers, our desks, our steering wheels, books, whatever it is, cell phones, guilty, guilty, guilty. So this is a nice opportunity to spread wide open. Might like to lift your chin here. And as you come back, eyes to me, let the fingers take a nice little wiggly release down to the floor. Shrug your shoulders up towards your earlobes. Pull them back behind you, drop them down, and then let's smooth out those circles backwards. If it feels nice, we'll try going forward. This can be quite jagged for some of us, so if it doesn't feel good for you, just keep going backwards. It might be helpful if you're finding it challenging to circle the shoulders forward, to use your elbows. Sometimes big elbows will help us round that corner. There you go. One more round of whatever you're hopefully enjoying. Give your shoulders another little shimmy out. Let's move, my friends. Arms rise for the inhale. Exhale, release, but we're holding our forward fold this time. Bend your knees as much as you need so that you're comfortable in the back of your body, but that you're hanging really low through your head. The back of your neck is long. If you touch it, there's no wrinkles back there. We can be as wide or as narrow in our stance as we like. If you've just had lunch, it might feel really nice to have a wide leg so your belly can settle between the knees. And once you found your way, we're holding opposite elbows or biceps for a little roll side to side. Think like a tick-tock, yogis, moving elbows right and then left. Noticing the sensation of weight changing from the edge of your foot to the arch, outer to inner. If you'd like a little more, we can rotate elbows towards our heels, creating a little C shape around our toes. And as you get back to the center, let's let our arms fall again. Here we'll shake our heads no, like really emphatically saying, no way, Jose. Like an absolutely not kind of a no, just shaking off all that tension. Coming back to stillness in the center, nodding in slow motion, yes. Allowing the weight of our head to ease some of our neck tension. Stillness in the center, bend your knees even more and slide your fingers up your shins for a halfway lift. Elevate tail, long from the crown of head. Belly is lifted, navel towards your spine. Your chest is parallel to the ground. Take a big in-breath and halfway lift. Exhale, release. Twice more like that, but move with your breath this time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release, holding down, bend your left knee a lot, left fingers under your nose. Elevate your right fingers skywards, forward fold twist. Now we can have our palms flat through class anytime hand is down. Fingertips tented, or you can make a fist and press your knuckles down into the ground for a really strong wrist. Eyes down, switch when you're ready, right knee bends. Right hand under your nose. Take a big stretch skywards with your left arm, connecting with your breath, breathing in here. Full breath out. One more inhale. Eyes down during your exhale, soften everything back to forward fold. And let's lift halfway once more, yogis. Big breath in. Exhale, releasing forward fold. Slide your left leg back. We'll begin with a kneeling lunge today. Allow your knee to fall, shin and top of foot to rest. Hips really heavy and low as much as it's comfy for you. And as we rise through the upper body, we'll scoot the hips back so our knees come to 90 degrees. Reaching palms forward, stretch your fingers open wide and come into a little back bend, flaring your stomach open here. Exhale, release. Slide your right knee next to the left, tabletop. Take a moment to align yourself, knees under hips, hands underneath your shoulders, very wide fingers, and press your middle knuckles on down, especially your thumbs. Exhale, yogis, round your back skywards. You can pause here for longer than just one breath if it feels great. Move to your cow when you're ready, navel down, tailbone and top of head elevating. Exhale, round angry cat, eyes look towards your navel. Cow pose on the inhale, eyes forward or maybe even up. Let's engage our hands here. As we find our cat, we'll try to push our hands forward. They don't really move, but we really feel an extra engagement, right? As we find cow, heels of hands pull back towards knees, isometrically here. Let's keep going with that. Exhale, press through the fingertips, really push away. Inhale, drag hands back towards your knees. Nice, one more round, that makes it much bigger. Inhale. And as you find that out breath, find neutral spine, please. Slide your hands forward and let's tuck our toes under. Stay here in table or optionally coming to plank for a big breath in. Stretch long from top of head through your tailbone, each hip point to your heels. Big breath in, side back as you exhale, find that downward facing dog. Do what your body's craving here, yogi. Some of us really love stillness, others love movement. Just letting our best teacher be our guide today. That's our bodies, that's our minds, our hearts. What we're really wishing for is what we owe ourselves. Give yourself what you need. Let's go for another full breath cycle, enjoying your downward facing dog. When you're ready for that exhale, come to stillness if you're not already. Right leg elevates any degree, three-legged dog. Take an inhale here. Eyes look forward, we'll step forward. Left leg follows, back into forward fold. Finding a halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg steps back, kneeling lunge, the knee, the shin, the top of foot, all heavy. You might like a little sway side to side, encouraging your hips to get melty here. As you inhale, slide hips up and back, arms rise, backs of hands reach behind you. Feel free to open and express yourself in a little back bend here. Releasing through the palms, slide left knee back, tabletop again. But for this round, yogis, we'll step right toes behind us. Let's give a little push and pull through the body like a sawing motion forward and back. If it feels really good, you might like to just go back. Give your calf some love. Ooh, so nice. Coming to the center, shoulders over your hands. Let's go for 2 rounds of cat and cow. Remembering how we did that really big hand activation. Cow, we push forward. Oh, I meant to say cat, my bad. Cow, we drag back, excuse me. Let's breathe, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Long spine, belly engaged. Draw your right knee in, slide your left leg back and move as it feels good here. Nourishing your left calf with movement and breath. I'm going to take a few pulses back instead of forward, letting the calf become a little longer, or so I'd like to believe. And when we come to the center, we'll roll up to a cat. Find your cow. I like to start with the exhale, my friends, because I feel like if you empty fully. There's more room for the inhalation. Sliding your left knee back in. Tuck your toes, elevate to plank position. Step your feet right back. One big breath in here. You might like to saw forward and back as well. During your exhalation, slide hips high. Guide yourself back to the wall behind you, downward facing dog. If you're feeling tightness in your shoulders, you're welcome to swivel your index fingers a little bit out to each side. If you're feeling tight in your back body, bend your knees a lot. Let's take another inhalation, this time fully moving forward back to plank. Come with me. Exhale, drop your knees if you'd like. As you bend your elbows, we're making our way to lying flat on our stomachs. Extending toes long behind us and reaching overhead with our arms. For the first round, yogis, we're gonna tent our fingers on the ground. Fingertips are pulling towards one another, so we feel engagement in the underarms. Your eyes look straight down at your yoga mat. There's a mirror under your nose. Elevate your toes. Try to spread them wide and breathe some energy into them. Are you able to elevate your knees and your thighs? A little love for your back from the bottom up. Big breath in here. Exhale, release. Allow your backside to get soft. You might like to shake your hips a little side to side. Slide your hands back by your middle ribs. Press back to child's pose. The same as that forward fold. You're welcome to have close knees to support your chest and belly, or big wide knees, and let your ribs snuggle inside your thighs. One more inhalation here, and we will come back to our movement practice. Exhale, pull forward, tabletop, align yourself. Tuck toes, rise to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg elevates, three-legged dog. Look where you'd like to land. Exhale, step forward. And if you don't quite make your goal, grab your ankle with your left hand and place it where it feels comfy for you. Back leg slides in, forward fold. Now we've been down low for a while, so please be careful as you rise. Take a slow stroll to standing. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Arms rise high to the sky. Eyes may like to follow. Take a really big lift up. Extended mountain pose. Let's celebrate being here together today. Take a beautiful inhalation. Float back down to your fold as you exhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going back to the right leg, yogis. Slide it all the way back, but we're high lunging this time. Bend both of your knees and roll your body skywards. Take a big breath up and in. Let's find a really deep sit in your knees. Back leg can be straight. I like to tuck my tailbone a little bit and keep my back knee bent for extra stretching on the right hip flexor. Then we'll take our arms out from heart center. Left arm threads under the right. Option to hug your shoulder blades here or press the backs of your hands together for eagle arms. Whichever option you've chosen, as you inhale, elevate your elbows an inch. And if your fingertips are facing skywards, we're pulsing to the sky for 8. Just a little inch up, release down, lift and lower. Two and one. Everyone untangle your arms, open them wide to the sides, stretch them high to the sky, and angle your back foot flat for warrior one. Hips stay forward, chest facing your left toes. As you take a big breath in, can you clasp your hands overhead? Extend your pointer finger, get a little softer in your left toes, and bend your body forward. Think of that halfway fold. As you do, the left side of your hip wants to poke out to the side. We're going to tug that back in, please. Open your arms wide, spread your chest, elevate your right heel, and release down. Framing left foot, pressing back to downward facing dog. We're resting here for 2 breaths, yogis. If you like to pass through a table and a child's pose on your way to down dog, take all those pit stops today. Let's try to move through that vinyasa together again. Inhale, rolling forward to your plank. Hold soft yet strong here. Exhale, bending your elbows, resting your body fully flat. And as you find your length, toes pushing back, fingers stretching overhead, we'll bring our pinky fingers to the floor this time. Thumbs are facing up. Let's keep our lower half anchored down as we elevate our pinky fingers. Lifting as much of our upper bodies as we can. You can always widen your arms if it's too intense overhead. I like to make it my goal to try to get that top rib lifted. I'm not saying I've ever achieved that goal, but it's a fun goal to make. Try one more big breath in. As you exhale, slide your hands back by your ribs, soften your face, your backside. You might like to shake your hips side to side. Or another great release here is toes to sky. With bent knees, we do a very controlled, slow tick-tock to release. Back through the center, extend toes if you bent the knees. Press back to downward facing dog. Feel free to rest in table or child's if you like that. As we take the right leg skywards for an inhale, we'll look forward about thumb height. Try to step during our exhale right into our high lunge. A little bend of both knees will help us rise skywards, and then we'll settle into something comfortable for our bodies. So experiment. Do you like that back heel really pushing away? I take my left knee into a little bend and kind of tuck my tailbone down here. Yeah, feels really good for the front hip, right? Stretch forward with your arms. Cross right under left. We have the same options. Give yourself a very beautiful hug. Press the backs of your hands together. We'll all lift our elbows an inch. And if the fingers are skyward, let's take 8 more just like that. Breathing out and in. Lift and lower. Feel the space coming in between your shoulder blades. If you get wobbly, just breathe. Find your way back to us. And as you take that last exhalation, open arms wide. Allow your back foot to settle down to warrior one. Chest and hips stayed forward still, sweeping arms skywards. Clasping hands overhead, extending pointer fingers. Come all the way to me. Think of that halfway fold. We're gonna keep on tugging our right hip back towards our left toes. Big breath in. Allow your fingertips to float down on your exhale. Back heel to rise, and we'll step forward for fold. Take a big releasing exhale once you've arrived. Long inhalation guides you skywards. Fingertips reach up, eyes follow. Maybe our heels want to join the party this time. Really big lift. Work through your wobbles. Patience, we're in no rush here, just taking time to slow down, connect with our breath and bodies. As you let your heels melt back down, arms fall. Let's take a tuck of our chins and roll ourselves back to fold. Halfway lift, big breath in. And as you exhale, forward fold. Rolling yourself to rise again. Standing with the arms either out to your sides or to the floor, we're lifting our left knees, opening them to the left side, and continue back, stepping all the way into warrior two as slowly as you can. As you land that foot, the toes will turn out a bit more than they did in our warrior one, and we'll sweep our arms out to shoulder height. Settling here, shoulders far from earlobes, palms may like to swivel open to the sky. Bending into your right knee, let's try to keep the left blade edge down. We're gonna reach off to the right side. Let your ear float towards your right upper arm. And ever so softly, let your forearm rest on your thigh, rebending a bit deeper into your right knee. Soften your facial expression in your right toes. Let's elevate the left fingers skywards. Circling overhead to the floor and back. Switch direction. Let's reach for a backward circle. One more each way. Are you soft enough in your forearm that you could elevate it, ensuring that we're using our core here? Coming back to warrior two, body upright. Straighten your right leg. Let the left fingers fall and reach up with your right arm. Take a big break. This is a nice time for an open mouth exhale. Letting go of some of that heat. Might blow a little smoke out of your mouth that time. That was hard work. Kudos, yogis. We spin down to low lunge for our vinyasa. Turn your body to the right, lift your left heel. Find down dog when you're ready. You know you can make all those pit stops along the way. Resting here for 2 breaths. Long inhalation guides you forward for your vinyasa, movement and breath together. Exhale, chaturanga. We extend long, just like we did before. Toes really wide. Spreading some love and breath to the webbing of our fingertips and our feet. And when you're ready, we're going for the whole body lift, yogis. Toes, knees, and thighs. Keep those toes wide. Pinky fingers. If you feel compression in your back, you can widen your arms and your toes. Find a starfish-like posture. Taking one huge breath in our full locust. Breathing all the way to the tips of fingers, the bottoms of our feet. Full exhalation before you release. Shake your hips side to side, tick-tock your lower legs, or find crocodile pose with me. Feet wide, inner arches down, toes face out. We take one hand on top of the other for a pillow where our forehead can rest. As you elevate your nose, slide your hands back to your ribs, close your toes behind your hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting your left leg. As you look forward, try to step this time outside your pinky finger. On the way back to fold, we're gonna pass through a little lizard lunge. Yogis, you choose. Do you want to keep the back knee down or keep it elevated? I always like to try them out because you never know what today will bring, which one feels good in this very moment. Descend any amount through the upper body if it feels good, or you could stay really high, pressing off of your front knee. We'll take one more breath in this lizard lunge. And as you exhale, can you step your right foot forward outside your pinky finger? Drop your hips any degree. Find a yogi squat. Big breath in. If you're able to touch your knees or your inner thighs, you can press open. Give a little extra lengthening to your inner thighs here. Next exhale, we fold, head hangs low. Stay wide with your legs as you roll to rise during any inhalation. Big stretch skywards. Right back down to our forward fold as you exhale. Toe heel feet in under hip bones. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold. Rolling right back to rise. Standing tall. Arms anywhere, yogis. The sides are usually a little easier for balance because we're lifting our right knee, scooting it out to the side, and then continue. Go all the way back as slowly and as wide as you can land. As you set the foot down, we windmill open to warrior two. Soften shoulders, bend left knee. Maybe swivel palms to the sky with me. Really nice. Big breath in. Can you soften your facial features and your left toes? All right, let's send our bodies to the left. Let your ear fall a little heavier towards your upper arm. Stay strong in your core, just like you are here, as you let your left forearm rest. That's not a kickstand. No, we got this. Core strength, yogis. Rise through the right fingers. Sweep all the way around in a slow forward circle. How about back? Now, if we started to elevate our left knees, it's okay. Take what you need. A break is great whenever your body's asking for it. But try to rebend for at least a fraction of a breath. Come on, back in strong when you're ready. Finding our way all the way back to warrior two. Big breath in. Straightening your left leg, leaning back. Take a big stretch to the sky. Great time to go like a dragon. And get rid of all that heat from your left thigh. Well done being strong today. When you're ready, windmill to the left. We're finding a low lunge. Press all the way back, downward facing dog. Hanging out, upside down here, chilling for 2 breaths. If you're feeling very fatigued, might be a nice time to rest your knees, bow your body back, hips to heels, find a child's pose. And if you did, come on back up to dog with us. Let's move as one. Breathing together, inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Long again, the same as last round, my friends. Oh, we're gonna add a little bonus though. So once we get lifted, we'll take a breath in, slowly lower back down, and do that on repeat. Toes, knees, and thighs rise. Pinky fingers elevate. Remember to widen if you feel compression in your back. Take a big breath in, lift more. Exhale, soften back down like a feather landing. Right away, inhale, rise. Maybe push longer this round, fingers from toes. Exhale, soften back. 2 more rounds, squeeze with your breath. Release. Squeeze up, extend long, let it all go. Proud of you. Which back release are you gonna choose this time? I'm gonna do a combo. I'm making a little pillow, resting my head, but I'm going back to my tick-tocking of the lower legs. Let's get a yummy wide lunge on. Extend toes back behind your hip bones. Slide your hands by your ribs. Press up to downward facing dog. Once you found your way there, take a big exhale. Inhale your right leg skywards. Let's look forward. We're gonna try to step outside our right pinky fingers. As you exhale, guide your foot there. Remember, if you get stuck, your right hand helps your ankle forward. And then we find the variation that feels good in our own bodies. Back knee down, up, upper body down or up. Maybe a little of each. You can't decide, why not? Taste them all. One more big breath in. If your back knee was down, give it a little lift. And we'll step outside left pinky finger, dropping yourself into a new place for a squat, even if it's just a fraction of an inch different. See what feels new and good here. If there's any way you can press into knees with hands, forearms, or elbows, open up through the inner thighs. Take a big forward fold, keeping your legs wide, but do swivel your heels behind your toes here so you can find a really long back body. Elevating skywards, take a big lift up, and then toe heel, step, or jump, feet under hips. Clasp your hands, my friends, behind your skull. Take a little time to stretch our necks here before we balance. Elbows really wide, and for the beginning, we'll soften our knees, but we'll lean back with our upper body, like you're laying back in a recliner. Chest really wide, stomach lifting. Feel like a cow pose here, right? Then let's find a cat-like pose. As we come back forward, elbows will pull towards our ears. We'll tuck our chin, stay really tall through the backs of our shoulders, but allow the extra friendly assist from our hands, a little weight there. by the back of your neck and possibly upper back even, stretching out. Let's move with breath. Inhale, opening wide. Exhale, tucking forward, eyes to bed. Go at your pace, my friends. Please don't let me rush you or slow you down. Trying one more big inhale. Float a little wider in your sternum and your lungs. Exhale, a little wider in your shoulder space, the back of your lungs, the back of your heart. Coming back to center, allowing your fingers to fall and just shaking or rolling everything out. If your legs a little shake, yogis, we're going to ask them to be strong as we balance. Okay, you ready? You're ready. Arms rise, take a big breath in. Let's hold our opposite elbows overhead. And as we do this, you could do forearms or wrists too. But as we get our hold, it's as if we're trying to pull apart. So we're going to pull a little. You feel your shoulders kick on? Nice. Set steady in your feet here. Toes are wiggly. Balls of feet feel light. We're going to be heavy in our heels for chair pose. Super challenging with our arms overhead like this. If it's too much, please make a change. Arms anywhere that feel more true to what you need today. Now, when I have my arms overhead like this and I'm seated in chair pose, I take my eyes down. A little extra tough on the neck, in my opinion. We're going to breathe once more here. Let the arms float open, thumbs up, hold your chair pose. Elevate your left heel, set it back down. Elevate your right heel, set it back down. Elevate your entire left foot without shifting too far to the right. Well done. Drop down, hold steady in your chair. I believe in you. Believe in yourself here. Right foot, try to stay centered. Really nice. Stay in chair. Lift your left foot. Do you remember the rainbow taps? It's been a long time since we've done these. But in honor of all that rain we've had recently, why not bring a rainbow into our lives? Set down in your chair. Right leg, same thing. Tap, return, tap. We need 2 more rainbows. That's all we need. Come on, we got this. Very well done. Coming back to standing. Lift and lengthen your upper body. Let the arms sweep down. Shoot the tension from your fingertips. Shake out. All right, yogis, let's go through a little standing balance. Sweep your arms forward, please. Elevate your left knee to any height. How much can you sink in your right knee? Single-legged squat. Hands reach behind you. Left toes follow. Airplane pose. You can keep bending into your right knee if that makes you feel really proud and strong. Rise back up, knee lift, fingers forward. Opening your arms to the sides, left toes follow. All right, I hit the wall, so I gotta move over, bear with me. Let's reach overhead, star pose. We have a long diagonal reach from the right fingers to the left toes, from the left fingers to the right toes. One more breath in star. Last time, knee lift, palms forward, and release. Last time for that side, I should say. Shake out, do what feels good. Standing leg worked hard, so I like to roll my toes over, give it an extra shake around. Yes, okay, let's do this. Reach to me, please. Lift through your right knee. Exhale, sink as much as you can through the left knee. Sweep fingers back. Allow your right toes to follow. Airplane pose. You can keep that left knee bent if it feels good. Rise again, knee lift, fingers to me. Inhale. Arms to the sides. Right toes follow. Lean to your left and sweep your arms up in a V. Let's find those 2 lines of energy again, yogis. Breathing into your length. Breathing into your width. One more knee lift, arms reach forward. Let it go. Enough strength? Enough balance? Check those boxes. Let's move on. Big breath in. As you exhale, can we try a closed toe squat? We're going to take our hands down, soften our shoulders. Try to sit back. As you sit back, your heels will rise, most likely. Some of you can probably do it with your heels down. And we're gonna try to keep the knees forward for tiptoe pose. Bring your hands to your thighs. If it feels steady here, reach the fingers overhead. We're trying to have a seat from here. A great way to counterbalance would be arms forward. Chest might even move forward so you feel like you won't flop down. As you find your way down, hands behind you. Congrats on getting here. Feet just about hips width distance. Scoot your cheeks side to side so you feel clear to flash under your tail and sits bones. And now offer your heart up past your knees. Get super proud in your chest. With your hands back, your thumbs are open to the sides, fingers facing back so that your chest is very wide, very spacious, and eager to be filled with breath. If it feels good for your neck stretch, I love this one. You can let your head fall back. With that shoulder blade squeeze you have, there's a little pillow waiting for your skull. Let's bring our eyes back forward, please. Scoot your hips back and cross your right leg close to your body, left leg in front. Now, cross-legged is a really great place to be, but you can also stack your left ankle on top of your left knee. In any position, if your knees are really high, that just says, oh, my hips are feeling tight today. So we can put some comfy things under our knees to let them sink down. Once you've gotten your knees adjusted, scoot each cheek back a little for the most length from sits bones to knees. We're going to take a few rolls through our torso here. Fingers really soft to the side. Most likely, as you get moving, they'll probably lift and lower. That's great. Sit up really tall as you breathe in. Think about moving with your navel to your left knee on your exhale, over the shins to your right knee, and rise. And we'll head right away to the other side. Moving to the right knee, shins, left knee, and rise. I love to close my eyes as we do this. I hope that you're feeling like it's a massage for your torso, your low back. You can let your head lean with your body movements. And my hope, just as we talked earlier about our breath deepening or slowing down, is that these body rolls feel the same way. Circles get a bit more luxuriously wide, easy and slow. As you're moving here, check in with your facial features. Can we separate our teeth? Feeling that sense of softness spreading through our jaws, into our lips, maybe they gently part. And we'll try to separate our eyebrows, moving some space there for the look of ease and gentleness. One more rotation each way. Soften around the corners of your eyes. And across the width of your forehead. As you make your way back to seated, take a moment, especially if your eyes were closed, to come back to me. Let your left hand slide out and we'll reach skywards, softening the left shoulder. Can you see how mine is really high to my earlobe? We're going to try to let that go. Maybe you clasp your right hand behind your skull for a little extra shoulder opening as you press back. We reach right arm overhead and fall over your left knee. We're going to try to swivel our navels towards our left thighs, and then any amount you can descend will enhance the stretch on your left outer leg, your hip, your glutes. I love to find that sense of a bow, tucking chin. Our head is so heavy that there's no wrinkles in the backs of our necks. Slide your belly back to the center. You can stay low here, yogis, because we're going to fold again. Bringing your forearms somewhere. Maybe they're resting on top of your legs for a little extra oomph. If you get them down low, that could also enhance your stretch. And if you have made your way to your forearms, consider rolling them skywards to open your chest and collarbones. Sitting ourselves back up. I love to help myself, so I'll put a little bit of hands under shoulders for a boost. We're gonna slide the hands back to where we started, thumbs out, fingers back, and let your legs release. If you need to use your hands, go for it. Try to let them give a little jiggle, be a little silly, tick-tock, circle, move forward and back, whatever they need. Get some super satisfying cracks sometimes too when you do that. All right, we're going the other way, my friends. Left leg will tuck in first, right ankle in front or on top of your left knee. Now, if you have to really crank that leg in to get that, that is so not worth it. If it comes naturally, go for it. If the knees are really high, we'll pad things under them so they feel supported. Then we'll take each cheek a little step back so you're real long on your outer thighs. This one's a little different. Let me show you before you try with me. We're gonna try to use our fingers forward and back. They might move as we do this. Flat back down. And then we're gonna roll, which may drag the fingers back as well, to seated. Flat back down, tuck chin, roll to seated. Now you can also use your arms. So it would be a big reach overhead as you fold. Then we'll land the hands, tuck and roll. All right, you ready to join me? Let's move through our spines. We're encouraging our spines to find a sense of fluidity. I like to think about each vertebrae in our spine moving independently of the ones next to it. Definitely an inhalation as you roll to seated. I like to find the exhale as I fold and roll. But doing what feels most natural for your breath and body. For me today, I felt like the arms were just extra. They weren't really adding to my sensation. It felt nicer for me to keep the arms down. Just an example of doing what's best for your body, maybe trying something different and then settling in your favorite spot. Let's go about 4 more rounds of breath, but you know you're welcome to linger in any stillness or exercise that feels really good for you. And finishing up here after 1 more, if that feels nice for your body. Join me seated tall. Can feel kind of like, ooh, when you do that stuff. So it might take a moment to come back. When you're ready, the right arm slides wide, soften that shoulder as we stretch left arm to the sky. Oh, feels nice. Pull out of your low back, open the right side as much as the left. Maybe bringing support to the back of your skull, push back. You might notice a big shoulder sensation. Reaching up and overhead again, swiveling navels towards right knee. We're trying to fully surrender the upper body here. Give yourself permission to let go, get heavy. Come as deeply into a fold over your right knee as you enjoy. Staying low, we're folding through the center. Let's slide our bodies to the left, right over the shins. You might be high on your thighs or possibly down on the ground. If you've made it to your forearms, try swiveling palms and forearms skywards, breathing open left to right to find that sense of spreading, finding more space and breathing lightness and brightness into your body. Inhaling another time here and use your exhale to prop yourself back up. Give yourself support. Slide your hands back, uplift your chest, and let your legs get long and loose. If they feel a little stuck, use your hands. Oh, I got all the snaps and crackles that time. All right, my friends, take a big breath in. Big breath out. Feel okay in the legs? We're gonna pull in through both feet again. This time, scoot so that you don't have any flesh under your tail. For those who have to leave early, we're gonna finish with cat-cow. For those who can stay, we have a few more stretches. So I've been holding onto my thighs lately, but sometimes you hold your shins and it's slippery, especially for the ladies with the pants on. So if you feel slippery, hug your thighs. Let's start with the exhale. Widen the knees so your chest can move through in a moment. Rounding your back behind you as you start, guiding it forward for the big uplifting in breath. 3 more like that. Exhale, round and roll. Sometimes I like to pause there. I keep trying to breathe, but it feels really good just to hold that open stretch. Same thing as you come forward. It might feel good to lift your chin and hold for a sec. Round. Inhale, rise. For my crew that has to leave early, it has just turned 1:55 p.m. So if that's you today, we're gonna let our hands go. For those of you who are staying, please pause for a moment. If you're leaving, just take a little TikTok or two. Find a side that feels good, roll the table, ease out of table to forward fold, and hopefully you feel like you could float through the rest of your day. If you're staying with me, you will also TikTok or windshield wipe, whatever you like to think of it as. And we're gonna finish up in some pigeons today. As you've made your way back to the left side, let's pause. Make sure that you're wide enough in your legs, your 90-degree knees, that you feel like you could sit up with no hands. Once we're there, we'll scoot the hips back a little so we feel long. Swivel your body towards your left knee, and you can stay right here in modified pigeon and fold forward. But if it would feel better, there are a couple other adjustments you can make. You can extend your right leg back. We can also adjust the front heel closer to our groin for a little less intensity. And then anywhere with the upper body is great. Might feel good for the back strength to elevate. Personally, I like to chill at the end. So sleeping pigeon is always my choice. You can take a little snooze over your shin in sleeping pigeon. Don't really fall asleep. Or you can move on the diagonal again and come over your left knee. When you find a place that you're enjoying, let's have 2 really slow breaths here. During your next exhalation, use your hands back for support, about shoulder width to press yourself to seated. If the back leg straightened, we'll rebend. And it might feel nice to do a few swishes. If you're ready to really move on, let's do it. Knees fall right. I always have to widen my legs because sometimes you get stuck behind. So the wider they are, the easier it is to sit up. Swivel your chest towards your right knee, and then let's just check in. Do we want to extend the back leg? Yogi's choice on the toes being tucked or untucked there. Pull right heel closer if you'd like, towards your groin. Back bend feels good, doesn't it? It feels strong, yes? I don't know if I'd like it the whole time. I'm gonna take my sleeping pigeon option here as well. And if you have gotten low with me, it's really nice to totally relax, kind of like you're checking out for a moment here. Let your chin tuck. Let your arms get heavy, your fingers get soft. Revisit the relaxation we did earlier for our facial expression. Going for another full breath cycle here. Using your exhalation to give yourself the support to rise. Leaning back, sitting on your right cheek, bending your left knee. Coming back into that little swish to clear the hips of that big stretch. And then we'll do the same as our friends who just headed out, giving ourselves a little roll around to any side, refinding our tabletops. And then I like to find a forward fold, but I always hang out in the crouch for a moment. Knees up, hands down, the weight of your thighs pushing into your calves. Lifting your hips when you feel ready. Soften your knees, roly-poly in your body, and stretching for a big, exhilarating in-breath skywards. Let's take a little hand in prayer or covering your heart for a moment as a sign of gratitude for our bodies, finishing together with a beautiful blessing for the rest of our day. May our days, may our relationships, our interactions be healthy, happy, enjoyable, fun, but full of grace and ease, balance and strength that we've taken from our yoga practice. Chins tucked. Yogis, my light treasures you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. I honor you by saying namaste.